Hi guys, it's Granny Tana speaking. Welcome to this FS25 news video. The second DLC, Plains and Prairies, will come to FarmSim25 on June 3rd this year. And this pack is part of the first year season pass, and it has already been announced before the release of Farming Simulator 25. And now we know finally what this pack is all about. But from the name Plains and Prairies, we could have guessed that this pack is not about tiny small machines for working in the Alpine region, but more about huge machinery that works very well on Great Plains. Yeah, and it is indeed. The Ford joins Farming Simulator, so we get big Ford tractors. And look at this beefy machine here. Yeah, so first I'll read you the blog article, and you can find it on the Farming Simulator website yourself, and later we'll have a closer look at bigger images of some of the vehicles that will come to the pack. Yeah, it says, "Welcome Ford to Farming Simulator. A pioneer of industrialization, the Plains and Prairies pack brings two classic Ford tractors to the game, alongside legendary machines like the versatile 1080 Big Roy, the modern Fendt Rogator 900, and more. Release on June 3rd, included in the Year 1 Season Pass." And 3 brands and 21 machines. With over 20 vehicles and implements spanning from cult classics like the Ford 976 and 1156 Versatile to modern innovations, you'll farm the open plains and vast prairies in style. The Plains and Prairies pack features 3 new brands, Ford, GEA and Trout River, as well as returning manufacturers Brandt, Fendt, International, Salford, Väderstad and Versatile. Moving covers and lifting axles. And look at that machine there. This is a tipper, but in the opposite direction, and it delivers the stuff upward instead of gravitational downward. Yeah, it's really a fancy machine here. So, as the fleet grows, so does the attention to detail. Pneumatic sprayers from Fendt and Salford let you spread solid fertilizer. Realistic trailer covers roll over your stored crops, and working lift axles satisfied your hydraulic-loving heart as you maneuver the game's largest manure tanker, the GEA STR 447. Together, these details add to the authenticity of virtual farming. List of machines. And here we have a whole list of machines, and if I try to read them all to you, I get a knot in my tongue, and therefore I just go over the brands. You can have a look at all the different machines on the website itself, and maybe Google it. I did so with some of them, and later in the next weeks I think we will get the Fact Sheet Fridays, and then we can dive deeper into the different machines, and then when the pack is out, we can even dive deeper and deeper and have a closer look at all the machines. So it's Brand, Fendt, Ford, GEA, International, Salford, Trout River Industry, Väderstad und Versatile, and a lot of Versatile. Yeah, and I think it's great. And not all of them are huge. One is rather small. So, maybe first we go into some of the questions that arise with this announcement. I think the first question will be, how can I get this pack? And there are several possibilities. If you already bought the first year season pass, then you own this pack already. It will be delivered to you without additional costs as soon as the pack releases, so in the 3rd of June. And this is awesome. And if you don't own the first year season pass, but you think, oh, with this pack I get really interested in this first year season pass, and if you skipped the Nexat because you thought, it is nice, but I don't really know, and now you think, oh, I want to have it all, then you could still order the first year season pass, and then you will get not only this pack, but also the Nexat pack and the 3rd DLC as well. The topic is Stars Align, and nobody really knows what this will be about. Some people guess it will be about Mercedes, maybe. Yeah, and the last year big expansion, or the end of year big expansion, will be a map of Britain. Everybody guesses it's Britain because it looks like Britain, the map. We already have an image about the map. And usually there are around 30 up to 40 machines in such end of year packs. So there will be some interesting stuff. Yeah, and now we have this Plains and Prairies. And I guess a lot of you American guys will be very, very happy and excited about this pack. And also people from Australia maybe, because there the fields are sometimes even bigger, and maybe even some people from Eastern Europe, because there we have very, very big fields, and maybe even some people from the Alpine region will be happy when they like to play on American maps. Yeah, so I think this pack is fantastic for all the big machine lovers. And yeah, now the next thing, if you think, oh, I don't want the other packs, but this is to my liking, I only want to buy this one, then you can buy this pack separately. And you can buy it with your preferred method of buying Farming Simulator DLCs. And if you have the game from Steam, you can still buy the pack directly at Giants. And if you install it, it will recognize the Steam version of the game, and they work together without any problems. And if you want to make me really happy and you want to buy the pack or the next year's, this year's season pass, then you could do it with my partner link and yeah, make me really happy. I'll provide a link underneath the video, and yeah, you can also just use my code OMATANA. And this is only possible for PC players, not for console players. Okay, so that was the first main question. Maybe we just switch to one of the bigger images and to go through some other questions that might arise during this announcement period. So the first one, what I think is, we will read it everywhere. I already know it because it always comes. When Giants make something new, some people say, oh, they should fix all the bugs before they make something new. It is understandable, but people who write such things don't understand that Giants already promised these packs nearly 1 year ago, and people paid for it. Millions of people already paid for this pack, and it is promised that it will be delivered in this part of the year, so in late spring, which is now or in June. And so they have to deliver this DLC. They have to do it. And they can't just skip it. That would be a catastrophe. So there is one thing that is worse than a buggy game. It is a non-delivered DLC. And therefore we can always expect that Giants will pump out their DLCs that they already promised in the correct time. This is their main priority. And what we can also know is for this pack, the vehicle builders are at work. So this is not so much about gameplay, this pack. This pack is about a lot of vehicles. And it is always like that. In the first 3 packs of the year are usually more or less only machines. And therefore the people who fix the gameplay bugs, they have a different job. They don't design the vehicles. And the people who build the vehicles are not the people who are working on the gameplay. There might be some overlaps, but mainly those vehicle builders, they are different people than the gameplay developers. And therefore, it was expected that we get this pack, and Giants have to bring out this pack, and they do it. And I'm sure a lot of players will be very happy about it. And there will be new bugs. As always, it is like that in the software and gaming industry. There are always bugs. Okay, so let's have a look at this Ford, and then maybe another typical question about that we hear a lot when a new pack is announced. And this here, for me, it looks old. It looks very pristine and crisp and new, but the style is rather old. So I think, it's a vintage tractor, I guess. I don't know much about it, but I guess a lot of people are very happy to see Ford in the game. And there will be a lot of people who ask, okay, and then tomorrow we will get the Ford pickup in ModHub. No. Even if this license for Ford is valid for cars, which is not so sure, because I guess there is Ford for tractors and Ford for cars. They might be different, but even if it works with the Ford brand, then the modders have to start building the Ford cars, and it can take months till a good car is built. It is a lot of work and very difficult. So even if they start today, it can take quite a long time until it is ready to upload to ModHub. And everybody knows what happens then. The mod has to wait for something like 2 months until it is tested. So if we are very, very lucky, we can expect other Ford vehicles in August, September, and maybe even later. So no hurry for waiting for all the Ford cars. Okay, here we see this versatile Big Roy. And this is very old too, even if it looks very new. And it is from 1977, something like that. And Versatile wanted to compete with other big tractor companies and wanted to make a real big one. And this is huge. And I think it won't be so comfortable to drive in it. We will see. But I can imagine to drive around in Riverbend Springs just for the fun of it. And I won't use it on the fields in Riverbend Springs. Definitely not. But next question, typical question or typical comment. Those huge machines are not fitting for the Giants map. Yes, that's true. But however, the Hutam Panther has some big fields and it's rather flat. So I can definitely see those machines in Hutam Panther. Not so much in Riverbend Springs. Only for making fun of the narrow roads. But there are a lot of mod maps out there, American maps with huge fields, and I remember there is one map, even for consoles, with very big fields. It's called Far Field and made by me. I made it for the Nexat, and now those machines, I can imagine them perfectly well on 4 fields. And yeah, so this map is not only perfect for the Nexat, but maybe even better for the Versatile and the Ford and all its brothers. So let's go on with watching here. Now we can see it from the back. And it's really a huge machine, this Big Roy. And from the side, somehow I really like it. And now what is this? This is quite a small tractor. And this looks modern. And it's also from Versatile. But as far as I know, this is current tractor. And as you can see, it's a small one. This one has 255 horsepower. And this type goes down to, I think, 150 or so horsepower. So it's a rather small to medium-sized tractor. And I think maybe even on a bigger farm you need 1 or 2 small tractors. And for this tractor might be perfect. And I think it looks nice. I can definitely imagine to use this in Riverbend Springs. Yeah, so not only for fun driving this pack, for me, I mean, but also for really using, and it has a nice front loader. Yeah, it's the Nemesis tractor by Versatile. And here, this is an even smaller one, but it's the same tractor, it's just a different motor configuration. And here, first I thought, this Fendt tractor looks a little bit strange. The wheels are so far apart. But that is not the only thing that is very strange with this Fendt tractor. It's not a tractor at all. It only looks like a tractor at the front side, but it is a self-propelled fertilizer spreader. And yeah, here it still looks like a tractor, apart from this strange wheel setup. But here you can see, this is something very special. And it's as I said, a self-propelled fertilizer spreader, and it has a rather big capacity, but the spreading width is only up to 40 meters. So even a little bit less than the small Amazon fertilizer spreader that we have in the game, but it looks much cuter. No, not cute, cooler, beefier, bigger. It's better for bigger fields, I guess. And there is also a version that is sprayer, but I don't know whether we get this sprayer in with this pack. So it's not listed, or I haven't seen it listed. But in reality, they offer this as sprayer and for herbicide and so. And here I can only see it as a fertilizer spreader for this dry fertilizer. Yeah, and I think it's a very interesting machine, and I can definitely see me using this. Yeah, just for the fun of it, because I own quite a lot of money in my Riverbend Springs, and therefore I can just buy this machine. I guess it's not cheap, and all those machines won't be cheap, I guess. And then we have the elephant in the room, which is this trailer that is an upside down tipper. Usually when you have a tipper, you use the gravity, and then all the stuff flows down to the ground. And here it lifts at the back side, and then the stuff still comes out. Yeah, it's like a conveyor belt or something like that. I don't yet know how it works, but it must have some machinery inside to push all the stuff upward. And yeah, it looks like as if it carries a lot of expensive fertilizer and brings it to this Fendt Rogator or so. This Fendt fertilizer spreader. Yeah, I've never seen this before, this Fendt machine. Oh, and by the way, this Fendt machine, it was first invented in America. Where else? But not as a Fendt. It was invented from other brands of the AGCO enterprise, which Fendt is a part of. And then it was brought to the brand Fendt and also marketed in Europe and so. So first it was a special American thing, not called Fendt, but I don't know from which brand it was in America. They didn't say it on the website, but yeah, now it's Fendt, looks like a Fendt in the front, and in the back it looks like something completely different. And here we have the biggest slurry tank in the game. And for me it looks terrifying. I already have problems with the usual slurry tanks because they are so big and it's hard to navigate with them in Riverbend Springs. And yeah, but an advantage will be you don't need to go back and forth so often because it's quite huge. Yeah, I think that is the main advantage of this very, very long slurry tank. And I guess a lot of slurry lovers will be very, very happy about this machine because it brings using slurry to the next level. Okay, yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, that's it for the time being. I expect the Fact Sheet Friday starting rather soon because we only have something like 3 weeks or so until the pack comes out. And yeah, tell me in the comments, what do you think about this pack? Yeah, I'm really interested to know what you think, and I expect that at least some of you say, wow, that is the pack that I really expected, or that I really hoped for. I don't expect such from my German audience. They will complain and say, oh, who needs such big machines? But I hope that you, as a lot of you guys are Americans, say, oh yeah, I wanted it so bad, those big machines. And I think some of the machines, they are really so interesting, even for me, because they are something special in a way. Okay, I will keep you posted about this pack, and when it comes out, I will show the machines to you. Thank you for your support as a Ruby channel member. If you want to buy FS25 or a DLC, feel free to use my code OMATANA. You'll find the link for the PC version in the video description. It doesn't cost you anything extra and supports me a lot. Now I wish you a wonderful day, thank you for watching and all the best till next time. Tschüss!